So this brace was sitting right here, and it was supporting the transmission, and it fed onto those bolts, and those bolts
You've actually got it upside down.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it went like this. So those bolts went through there, and so it's actually pretty easy. I don't remember the size. Oh, here's the wrench.
Yeah, but we had to jack up the transmission because that was holding up the rear end of it.
There was 2 13mm nuts and 4 13mm bolts. And so these are what held this brace on, and there's a plug for, I think it was the O2 sensor on the exhaust.
Yeah, this right here.
And yeah, just had to unhook that from here. And then that came undone. And now we have a scissor jack for the transmission because you don't want it sagging down because you could bend the bolts that are holding the front end, and those are already hard enough to get out. So now we're gonna unhook the drive line.
Which actually I got some closer to see.
There you go. Yep, those are the bolts right there. There's 3, I think. So we're gonna have to take off one, pull the clutch in, rotate the drive shaft.
That's not gonna work.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta spin the whole rear end.
Oh shit. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. Oh, we're gonna spin the whole rear end then.
Well, we can lift up that side.
Yeah, you can fit a wrench in there. Okay, so we got the drive line out, and so you have to take the bolts that we showed you earlier that were up in the transmission, and then there's like a little bearing that the drive shaft sits in. You have to undo. It's just 2 nuts, and then this one is 4 nuts, and then the whole thing falls down. And then what we had to lower the transmission a little bit. We put it on the scissor jack so it wouldn't fall and break the bolts off that's holding it in. So we hoisted this up. So when we did it, we took off this cross member too, and then so we lowered it down so it was leaning just a tad so we could slip the drive shaft off, and we lifted it back up. So, and this should also come off with your drive shaft, and this fits over your drive shaft, and so your drive shaft bolts into it, and then your transmission bolts into it. It's a rubber like thing to make sure that it doesn't make too much vibration. So yep, now we just need to get the transmission out, which will be next time on transmission removal.
On this nice E36.
Yeah, this definitely not a lemon.
Yeah.